I decided to go for a drive around town. Nothing unusual about that. However, I decided as we approach 200 years since the colony was proclaimed here in Albany, that we have a number of notable buildings around the town that are off the tourist trail. And I figured that I would do something about that, recognising at least some of them. Now, I emphasise this is not a comprehensive list. I didn't drive the usual tourist drive, I drove the back streets and have noted some of the properties as I drove past them. There are a number that will be obvious to locals that haven't been noted. You're welcome to present your thoughts in the comments. And I would appreciate if you would like, comment and subscribe to the channel. It's not only free, but it costs you nothing as well. Can't get better value than that. The drive is presented in two parts. Enjoy. Okay, we've decided to do a tour of some of Albany's back streets. Some of our earliest parts of the town. Yeah, we're going to go down and have a look at some of the older parts or older residences and buildings in the town. Straight ahead of us, that's part of the old Catholic school. This is all part of St Joseph's back in the day. Catholic Church. Then as we go down Aberdeen St, all these older buildings down here have all been taken over and turned into offices and doctor surgeries and that sort of thing. We'll get down the bottom and then we'll come back up the other side, show you what's up on that side of the street as well. On the corner there, that's the old Suffolk St Church. This one's a more recent building, it's probably only about 40 odd, 50 odd years old. Car yard there is just a memory. That used to be a Holden dealership. Down in front of us here as we go around the corner here, there used to be a building and there used to be a car yard in there once upon a time. These buildings, this is Peel Place along there to the left. Albany Club. This is on the opposite side of the street as we went back down a couple of seconds ago. Okay, well, go up into the next street. Side of town, this is one of the earliest sites for settlement. Again, we'll go down one way and come back the other. This is the Air Force Drill Hall here. Houses the local cadet unit, Air Force cadet unit. with Albany being Western Australia's first settlement, stands to reason that a lot of the early houses are pretty darned old, approaching 200 years, some of them. Decided to go right, I see. Okay, we won't go right to the bottom here. I'll do that on another run. Building there, the Albany Cooperative Society Limited. These days used for other purposes. That building you can see there on the left there now, that is the Earl of Spencer Historic Inn, it says. It's only been a historic inn for the last, I don't know, 15 so years, something like that. Before that it's been a number of things. But it's historic, it's been there ever since it was built. Which is rather remarkable actually, when you come to think about it. A stone wall there around that place. Over in the background over there you can see Mount Melville. We're actually on the side of Mount Clarence at the moment. We're going to hang a right, as they say in the movies. Look at someone following me, that'll be right. Get them to go around me, I think. The castle, it says. Buildings just up here are all fairly recent. Just on this section of the road anyway. Some of these have been replenished or rebuilt. Now taking a run back along the road we just came down. Figure out where it is. Again, I'd suggest that a lot of the original cottages along here would have been knocked over, replaced with these more modern buildings. Maybe not that one, or that one. But I go down here and we'll see some of the original places as well. Again, we'll go down one way and come back the other. And unfortunately, some people have actually park their vehicles in front of some of the houses down the other way, which is most unkind of them. You'll notice there's drain along the side of the street here. Back in the 60s, when I came to Albany as a kid, those drains were down either side of York Street. I don't mean to say that these drains were down the side of York Street and they picked them up and brought them up here. Similar drains were down the sides of York Street. Just so we all understand. But just along here are some of our very oldest buildings. Doesn't have a date on it. This one's 1891. One's not one of our oldest buildings. But this one is. As is this one. 1897. Okay, we'll go back up Finlay Street and get the other side of that. Don't know how this is going to look when it comes out on the video, on the TV. Had a quick look at the brushes, but it's different looking at it on a bigger screen. Okay, we'll go around the back by the high school. Back in the day, that all used to just be a pine forest through there. These days they've brought the school oval up here. Where our school oval was is now a primary school. So a few things have changed. And that's back looking towards the school hall. Staff car park. They're building something in there, expanding the place. There used to be an auditorium in there as well. And over there on the corner, that was my girlfriend's house when I was 17. No house there now. This is Colgate Cottage. It used to be the gardener's house. And all along the front here, he was into topiary, whatever it is. Carving up bushes to make them look like little animals. And they were good. Down there was the school oval, not any longer. This little road was never here when I was a kid. Just along here, used to go straight down Burt Street, used to go straight along past the front of the school. And up there, in front of us, was the Priory. And it was probably still is, a boarding house for girls. Up here on the left hand side is a skateboard track. I have some reason to believe that it's one of the first skateboard tracks to be built in Western Australia. Whether that's true or not, who knows? Have to check it out for you. When I was a lad, there was bush. And there were little tracks through the bush, and we used to use it as a dirt track on our bikes, on our push bikes. They call them mountain bike tracks these days, something like that. I used to live along this road once upon a time. This is Hare Street. house there coming up on the left hand side used to belong to Mr. Wylie, who was one of the local businessmen. We lived in that house right there alongside of it, the picket fence. We will go down the bottom. Or will we? Maybe we won't. There's a number of houses down there. When we lived here, the back fence was pine trees right down the Middleton Rd. On this other side of the street, that used to be Waters' house. Yvonne and Carol were the two girls. We landed in our house at something like 1 o'clock in the morning. Mum and Dad gone into town and I was sitting in the lounge room playing the piano, surrounded by a heap of boxes. I was 13. I'd been to boys' schools. And there's a knock on the door. I opened the door, there's a young lady there, and she says, the first thing she said to me was, "How old are you?" Guess you can't get any more direct than that. Turns out that they had a school social coming up. She introduced me to her friends, for a guy who'd never really had anything to do with girls. The first 10 or 12 people I met were all girls. A lot of this used to be bush back in those days along this track. The houses that were here have been knocked over and replaced. I love the elevation. As you can see or tell, there's some great views out along across the harbour. King George Sound, that is. When I say the harbour. Much more to see along here, so we'll turn around and head down, go for a run along Wylie Cres. I'm not going to rattle dates off the top of my head because they would be inaccurate. Edward John Hare crossed the Great Australian Bight, basically from Fowler's Bay across to Albany, and with the loss of Baxter, as it turned out, who was done for by one of the trusted Aboriginal guys that was running with them. One of the trustees was a guy called Wylie, loyal to Hare. This road is named after him. This is Wylie Crescent. You can be sure that any bits of information that I give you that are without dates or things will be added to. Any corrections that go up there will also be noted on the screen. I can almost guarantee there'll be a continuous line of corrections. Oh dear. As you can see, there's a heck of a lot of houses here built around the side of the hill here. Steep driveways. Certainly wouldn't want to live here with my, I don't know what you can see down in there, my 23'6" caravan. Trying to get them up and down these driveways and things. And where the hell would you park it anyway? I can imagine there was a bit of water flowing through here the other night. Might even make a note here to give you an idea of what it would cost to buy a place along here. That's if there's anything advertised for sale. I see one. Or do I? No unauthorised entry, it says. Friendly people. There's one. Well, it's a block of land. Now we're down in the Middleton Beach area, but we're not looking at beaches, we're looking at buildings. So, head back here around Middleton Road. Middleton Road here. No, it's Adelaide Cres. At this point, we're actually on the bottom of Mount Adelaide. Mount Adelaide and Mount Clarence co-join. Right opposite, it's a delightful park area. That's Hare Park. Now we're on to Middleton Road. Some interesting architecture on a couple of these places along here. Coming up on the right hand side up here is Strawberry Hill Farm as we knew it back in the day. These days called the Old Farm. I do have a video of that on the channel. Filmed a few years ago, but still fairly much current. That's been since 1800 and something. Again, along here There's a couple of old houses that have been taken and turned into doctor's studios and that sort of thing. Studios, surgeries, try surgeries even. Professional offices. Building on the corner there used to be an old-time garage. Percy Spencer used to run it. Squash courts there on the right. Now they're right next to them is Cole Cottage. It's one of the oldest buildings in Albany. And we're about to pass through Pioneer Cemetery. It's on both sides of the road. Worth a wander through there sometime. So what we'll do now, we'll head over to the other side of town and have a look at some of that for you. If you enjoyed this video, you might like to check out this video, or maybe browse this playlist. There are over 700 videos just like these on this channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell and we'll let you know when the next video is available. If you liked this video, hit the like button, comment, and feel free to share with your friends. Thanks for watching.